All righty. Good afternoon to you. So it must be 12 o'clock Eastern Standard Time because I'm here, Brandon Hardison, a host of Hardison's Tips, president of Champion Strategies. We do this every Wednesday. I send my class out to lunch, and instead of me consuming something, I give you an opportunity to hear from the industry's best. We are honored today to bring back someone that we had on earlier, and we're going to have a conversation about something that's really troubling me. But we have Noel Walsh all the way from the other side of the Mississippi. So, Noel, say good afternoon. I know it's morning in your place, but say good afternoon to the folks on the East Coast.
Hey, good afternoon, everyone. My name's Noel Walsh. I'm from NW&A Conquer What You Chase Sales Training. I'm stationed here in St. George, sunny St. George, Utah, which is about 110 miles from Las Vegas. So that's my main metro area, 4 miles from the Arizona border. But I'm a 20-year car veteran, been in the business my whole life. Before that, I worked in the wash rack, prep department, cleaning cars, pulling them up. And then I got into sales when I was 21 years old. I've had my sales training business since 2010. Hard to believe it's already been a decade. And a lot's changed since then. But when it comes to selling, I think really very little has changed. And so I think we can have a great conversation about the importance, the power, and the impact that a hands-on, powerful walk-around can do for not only your sales, but also your gross, and then your future previous customers and repeat and referral business.
Okay, beautiful. Congratulations on your 10-year anniversary. I like that. That's beautiful. But here's what I'm really pressed against. I read an article, Noel, and it said that looking at today's society and how they would like to purchase, that really a product presentation walk around really isn't necessary. Just let me test drive the car. We do have COVID. I don't need you, the sales professional, in there. When I come back, then I'll make the decision if I want it or not. What's your personal thoughts if somebody just said, hey, Noel, give me stock number 1239. I want this one right here. What's your opinion about that?
Always use things like great choice. That's a very popular vehicle. I have a lot of other customers that have interest in the similar vehicles. And so what I'd say is that's excellent. We'll get you set up for a test drive. But first off, let me show you some things about the vehicle, right? And so then I always ask, and what I teach in my sales training is find out what they were driving before, what they liked about that vehicle, what they wish their previous vehicle had, and really what attracted them to this vehicle. So then you know what points to touch base on to where you can say, all right, before you take a drive, you can have your 6 feet distance. You don't have to touch anything. You can wear gloves wherever you're at, whatever the customer's climate is to that, whatever their comfort zone is. But start talking about some things. Hey, folks, do me a favor. Open the door. Do a butterfly. I mean, that's like, sales walk around 101 from the 40s, is butterfly the vehicle. It makes it look bigger. It makes it look grander. And then start by just doing a walk around presentation. I always say touch base on 5 points. What the customer's interest was in that vehicle, what you like about that vehicle, safety features. I don't care if they're, 16 or they're 89. Everybody wants to know that they're safe in that vehicle if, unthinkable happens.
Correct.
No one plans on getting in a car accident. What other customers liked about that vehicle, and then really where that product, that vehicle outshines the competition. And so use that opportunity, and it gives you the opportunity also to take a little charge and have hey, Mr. Jones, do me a favor, have a seat in there. How does that feel? And you've got power lumbar. See that button right there? Mm-hmm. Third button on your left.
Yeah.
push that up, push that out, so that way you can get comfortable. Do you go on long drives? You know, it gives you the opportunity to really, I always say the feel of the wheel seals the deal.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're just, I'm going to set the keys over here, you grab the keys, you take it for a drive, and then let me know what you think. You know, that's not salesmanship. That's clerking. And so you really have to take control of the process in a way that makes the customer feel empowered.
Mm-hmm.
And really, once you investigate, you're able to identify what the customer likes and then point out those features. You said you're in a golf league. Do me a favor. Will you go grab your golf clubs? Are they in your trunk? Are they in your car? I want you to see how well they fit. You know, you have the hands-free lift gate. You know, touch base on all those points.
That's it. Two important things that I got out of that. You're getting them involved.
Yes.
By touching, sitting, pulling. I love it. And to me, that's where that mental ownership starts to really becomes a little solidified in their head. It was always a vision when they saw it on the phone, but now they're sitting, they're touching, they're pulling, and now the anticipation of the test drive to me becomes more amplified.
Absolutely. I mean, they're in there and now they're starting to picture and you're getting their imagination working. And now they're thinking about the golf trip up north or what have you. They're thinking about taking the kids to the beach. They're thinking about the girls' weekend, whatever their interests are. They're starting to kind of, picture that and imagine that. And now kind of feel like it's like you said, it's no longer just, a stock number on the phone, a picture, a 360 view, a YouTube video they saw, that type of thing. Right. Now actually, the feel of the wheel seals the deal. And you're engaging and interacting with them. And you're also having the ability to let them know that you actually care and you're listening. Because, 80% of customers feel that the salesperson doesn't listen to them. And so you get to prove that fact.
Oh, man. I know we only have so much time, but that's another rabbit hole I would love to explore about that listening part of it, because yes, we as sales professionals rather talk than listen. And I was always taught, and I try to teach others, the customer knows how they want to purchase. If you just listen, they'll guide you on how to get them on and off the curb and back to their world there with that. So I like that one. That's good. But let me ask you this. With this COVID situation going on, and we do have the hands-free everywhere, do you think that maybe some of the salespeople are just picking up some lazy habits, or has this always been a systemic problem where salespeople just don't like doing a feature advantage benefit walk around presentation?
I think especially ever since you've been in the business for a while, so we actually saw the internet come into the business. I started in 2000, where our web page was basically a copy of our newspaper ad. And it said Lisa Ford Focus for $189 a month, Lisa Taurus for $219 a month, Lisa an Explorer for $289 a month, or what have you. And so they still came in. Now customers are very empowered. They're very knowledgeable. I've heard anywhere from 10 to 40 hours of research the average customer does before they actually purchase a vehicle, and maybe not on that specific vehicle. And, salespeople by nature, we do like to take shortcuts. It's something that we all have to be conscious on. I think that's why I got into training, because I do a couple hours of training my day and I'm saying that wrong completely, but a couple hours of training myself each day. I do just to stay sharp. In fact, when we got ready for this, I knew I was coming on. I watched some of my walk around training on my platform. I taught it, I know it, but just to refresh myself, sometimes we need to stay up on that And I do think they kind of got to the age where everybody wants AI and just go to Amazon and just click buy, ship, and they're done. But really, when it comes to a big purchase, I think they really want that. They really want that hands-on. They want to deal with the professional, and they really, they know enough, but they aren't experts. And that's what we're supposed to be, as the experts, and show our expertise without bragging.
Correct.
Getting them involved and engaged, because now when you get to your desk, it's not going to be, hey, ABC Motors down the street has the same vehicle, and I just instant messaged them and they said they'll beat your price by 300. Now they have some commitment and a relationship with you that they're willing to pay for your professionalism, your service, your expertise, your knowledge, and your service to them. And you made it more than just, pick, click, ship. And you really, okay, now I see. Oh yeah, I really do like this. I really do like this feature. And I do see the benefits from it. And okay, yeah, that makes sense. I see why they do this. And you can really kind of mold it all together. And now when you get there, that's where you get, like I used to get the line all the time, and people would be like, you got it so easy, man. You must just get all the lucky customers, this and that. Because, I'd hear all the time, when can we get it? Like, my customers never say that. And I'm like, well, because you did not set it up right.
There you go.
You tried to
hit it on the head. You have a couple of folks that's chiming in saying, so true, Noel, so true. So you're right with that. Let me ask this. We know that we have all of this technology in front of us as a sales consultant. We have all types of analytics of how people would love to purchase. From where you stand in the dealerships you see on the other side of the Mississippi, and it must be the same on my side here too, do you find still some sales professionals struggling with even doing a product present walk around to send that video to a guest so they can be more aware of the vehicle that they can't see, touch, because they're away from the lot? Do you have problems with salespeople doing walkarounds?
I have been working on that for 4 years, pushing it hard to all my clients, whether it's dealers I deal with, whether it's coaching clients that are in many other industries and automotive as well. I'm like, you've got to do video, especially now with COVID. Do a video. Have your friend help you. Get a selfie stick. Set it up on you can set it up on your desk, on a computer or something like that, your phone. Get a tripod. There's so many ways, but do that. You can personalize it, and before then, it gives you the opportunity. Hey, what was it you liked most about this vehicle? I'm going to put together a short presentation for you, and then you can say, hey, you're a golfer. Let me show you this, right? And butterfly the vehicle. But when you make it a moving presentation, people really appreciate that. I think a lot of salespeople are scared, and oftentimes people are afraid to do videos because they're afraid of the naysayers. I've done a lot of videos. I've done, hundreds of live videos, and there's always a couple knuckleheads who just say stuff in there. And at first it kind of bothered me a little bit. And now, if everybody liked it, it must not be genuine enough. Because not everybody's going to like everything, right? Some people like chocolate ice cream. Some people like vanilla ice cream. Some people like mint chocolate chip. But it's just getting over that, because like anything, once you do a couple of those videos and maybe have a partner at work that you do it with, or have a manager that you do it with, and you send that out, once you do it for a while, it becomes easier. And, the perfection is in the imperfections. Mm-hmm. When you make mistakes or you flub on a word here or there, oftentimes people see you more real and genuine.
Yes.
And so that doesn't hurt. Don't take 50 takes. I mean, I've got like 2,000 training modules on my platform, and I probably only shot like 2,100, right? I don't do 50 takes a video. I do one. you know,
Gotcha.
and that makes me better because I'm prepared.
That's
and
it.
do things like for our call. I mean, like I said, I'm talking about my own content stuff I teach all the time. I put some notes together just because it made it fresh in my mind. But I mean, I think that's so important. Mm-hmm. And it's becoming, especially now with the COVID and that, it's becoming a necessity that, like anything, the further you put it off, the worse.
Yep.
Like if you say, hey, I'm going to work out tomorrow and then work out next week, well, you keep getting heavier. You keep getting a little bit more, lethargic.
Right.
You're getting a little bit more lazy.
Right.
You've got to get on it because it's the way the way the business is going and growing. Mm-hmm. And it gives you the opportunity to really personalize it. And then when you send them that video, it gives you the opportunity to call them back and say, hey, what did you think of it? Was there, did I touch base on what you said you were interested in? It shows them that you're listening.
Yep.
It shows them you care, and they feel like, well, you did it. You just did a personal presentation for them in the comfort of their home.
Yes, because how many other sales consultants did they already call, text, or communicate with that did not do that walk around? So you're right. But there was one other thing very big, because somebody bounced out on that too. I'm looking behind you and I see that 33, and we were talking about it before we went on air. Do you think Mr. Bird really cared who liked and who didn't like his performance on any night over the history of his career? No, he just kept doing his thing. Either you like it or not, it's my thing. And one of the listeners said out here, yes, Noel, you're right. You have to learn to ignore them and just keep doing what you do. So I'm glad you touched on that, because I do feel there's a whole lot of salespeople that do look around and say, yes, they're going to mock me. They're going to make fun of me. They're do your thing and you'll be amazed, because a whole lot of our brothers and sisters aren't doing it at all.
Yeah. And, when you exceed from the pack and you excel, you will exceed from the pack, right? And your results and your income and your sales and your quality of life and your home and your car and the places you can eat, eat a good meal in that. And I always say, like, hey, you're making $4,000 a month. You will not believe how great your lifestyle is when you make $8,000. And then when you learn how to make $8,000, you will not believe how great your lifestyle is when you make $12,000. Mm-hmm. And if you're hungry and you're passionate, then you're going to get accustomed to those type of things. We've been in the business for a while. But what was the first thing your managers told you to do? Mm-hmm. Buy as much, get as much stuff on credit as possible.
That's it.
Because they wanted you, they wanted you hungry.
You got it. You got it. No, all of those things, but I won't scare people with it. But yes, I had a manager. If you weren't mortgaged up to the hilt or had 5 kids, no, he wasn't hiring you. He wanted to make sure that you were hungry and would be back tomorrow. I would agree with that. Out of all the stores you deal with, are there any one dealership or dealer group that takes walk around serious? Maybe one store goes against the other store, or do they try to do things? Have you seen anything like that at all?
I know the dealer group does that. I really don't think they compete against other stores like in their group, but some of them will have contests. I do have that, and I try and promote that. That's something too that I think a lot of salespeople are afraid of, is doing the walk around, because they think that they'll look silly, or Billy will say afterwards, oh man, you didn't even touch base on this, and this and that. But once again, like we talked about, there's always going to be the naysayers. You have to go out and do you, because nobody else is going to do you. And most people want to see at their level. But, exceptional is the exception to the rule. And so, good. Be exceptional at what you do. Don't be afraid to do it. Once you do it a few times, you get comfortable with it.
Right.
And, the feel of the wheel always seals the deal.
Love it. No, you hit it. Let me ask this as we're winding down then. Certified pre-owned versus a new vehicle. Do you switch up in your training when it comes to that type of walk around? Because we're talking about two different vehicles here, since.
I keep it probably 90% the same, but,
Okay.
touch base on the miles. Hey, for the year, this is low miles. Or, hey, even though it has higher miles, that probably proves it was expressway miles.
Mm-hmm.
It's less wear and tear. You're obviously going to touch base on the 176-point inspection or whatever the manufacturer's doing. Touch base on 10 things that does. Not everyone, but say so, not only do they put new wiper blades, rotate the tires, change the oil, this on every single one, they make sure the tires are at specs. They make sure they make sure the air conditioning works right, and touch base. So I would still give the same features and benefits as far as the actual product, but I'd spend more time on really what the certification gives that customer and why it's become so popular.
Beautiful. That's what I was trying to get out for some of the younger salespeople that may be listening or something. Be certified pre-owned. If we can get comfortable with your manufacturer's program, you do have documentation. You do have that check sheet that's signed off by the technician, service manager. Sometimes you can see what they did to bring it up to standard to be certified. Trip interruption, but that's where I was going with that, because I had a customer that came to one of our stores in Atlanta because of the COVID. They got moved out of almost your area, Louisiana, with the hurricane, and they came this way, and they went with their family member to a store, and they were looking at a CPO, but the person never said anything about the certified pre-owned program.
Yeah, the bumper-to-bumper warranty, is usually for 12 months, 12,000 miles. Depending on the product, 6 years, 75,000 or 7-year, 100 or whatever the case is, powertrain warranty, touch base on that. This also, I've done in a lot of my training, gives the salesperson the opportunity to prep the finance department. Mm-hmm. Because this is certified and it already comes with this warranty. My business manager is going to go over some other options, and since it's certified, you're going to get a discounted price. Mm-hmm. You can make that a bumper-to-bumper warranty, premium care Ford called it or what have you, which is nearly a bumper-to-bumper up to this many miles. It gives you the opportunity to really prep and promote that department also, and really creates value in it, because now when they're looking at a CPO that's going for $15,000, and they're like, well, wait, I can get the same car down the street with for $1,500 less that has 5,000 less miles. I understand that, Mr. and Mrs. Smith. The reason that the CPO costs more is because A, B, C, D, E, F, G, right? So you're really getting more of a value rather than it just goes in the shop. They, make sure it runs good. They change the oil and throw it on the lot.
Put it on the front line. Yeah.
I'm like, it really goes through. They make it like new. And that's what you're investing in too. Never say buying. I always say use the word investing in.
Invest. There you go. I like that. All right. Before we get out of here, I know I tried to give you an opportunity to talk about some of the things you have upcoming, but one more time for the salespeople. I don't want to steal your line there, but what about the wheel and the steel of the deal?
The feel of the wheel seals the deal. I came up with that when I was training in Detroit at Bob Maxey, because I do have some clients still on the other side of the Mississippi. And in Detroit, one of 2 Ford dealerships in the city of Detroit. And my dad's famous line was, because I learned under my dad was my manager for my first year, is the cars are the stars.
Cars are the stars, yeah.
Cars are the stars, and the feel of the wheel seals the deal.
Seals the deal. Love it, no.
Oh, I know all about this car. Let's just, go sit at your desk and you give me your price. Well, let's take a look at it first and really make sure you're comfortable with it.
There
right? You're a tall person. You're a short person. this and that. Let's make sure that it feels comfortable for you. Do you have your spouse? If they're going on a test drive, hey, are your kids at home? Run it by there, have the kids hop in it. I mean, the best thing to do is have somebody drive the vehicle to their place of work or their spouse's place of work,
right?
Neighborhood.
Right.
And now they're getting the peer pressure from everybody else who's doing all the selling for you. So
you got it. You're looking at it. So to wind it down, then, you still feel, just like I still feel, that the product presentation walk around is still an integral, needed part of the sales process. It shouldn't be eliminated at all.
I think as much now as ever, if not even more, for the simple fact, otherwise it's just going to become all about price. Every dealership on your block, down the street, across town has the same products at the similar prices. And so that gives you the opportunity to build a relationship, to show them that you listen and you care, to show your professionalism. And it keeps you sharp too, because who just wants to sit there and say, hey, this is what we can do. Will you take it today? What if I can give you another 500 off? Will you take it today? There's no salesmanship there, salespersonship. And so it really gives you the opportunity to build on the relationship, to show them that you listen, to show them that you care, to show your expertise, and really gets them engaged in the process. And now it's not just about the dollars. It's like, I want to buy from Noel Walsh. I want to buy from Brandon Hardison. I want to buy from ABC Motors,
right?
Because I feel like they care and they listen.
There you go. What you got going on? Anything going on? Give you an opportunity to talk about yourself, your organization.
Yeah, so NW&A Sales Training. I do have my Conquer You online sales training platform. Like I said, nearly 2,000 training modules, 60 hours of content. Test out questions, multiple choice on every single one. So I've been doing very well with that, especially with COVID. I do also do in-house training nationally. I do coaching. I do that for dealer groups. I do, I'll run meetings in the morning via Zoom call, via conference call, however they want to do it, whatever technology they have. It's funny, dealerships are, have more technology than anybody, but they always have the worst technology. Like their Wi-Fi is always the worst, and they don't have plug. I go in there and I'm like, oh man, I've got to go up to like Best Buy or something and buy some attachments. I'm like, I thought you could have it. But so now I come stacked with just all types of plugins and everything. But so I do all those things. If they want to reach out to me, Noel Walsh, you can find me on Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, Twitter. I'm out there, YouTube. I've got I've actually got probably 40 minutes of walk around training on YouTube.
Beautiful.
Just did Noel Walsh. If you search Noel Walsh, walk around, you'll find me. They can go to my website, NW&A Sales Training.com. And feel free to look me up on Facebook, message me. I'm not quite at 5,000 friends. And if you're in the automotive industry, I basically take everyone on as a friend, but feel free to message me. And if you're interested, reach out to me. And I know my stuff. I'm passionate about the business. I know salespeople. I grew up in it. And, I'm confident and I'm good at what I do.
Ooh, I love that. Ladies and gentlemen, Noel Walsh, very confident. And I will end it with this. It's something between Noel and myself, but he's going to be a guest tomorrow at one of my friends that are in the area that I'm at. And we cross paths more than one way. We were members of the Georgia Speaking Association, the National Speaker Association. We've worked together, but tell Big Dog hi tomorrow when you're on your show. Ladies and gentlemen, Noel Walsh, I thank you. My time is about up because I can hear my students rumbling out there. We need to get them back in. So as always in parting, you go out and make it a champion. Thank you, Noel.
Thank you.